Hello and welcome to the NewsX Sunday Guardian Roundtable. This week we shall be discussing the Vyapam scam and its ramifications on the government in Delhi. To help me discuss this, I have a very distinguished panel. From the BJP, I have Samvid Patra, who is going to be defending the indefensible. That seems to be his job these days. We have Sanjeev Acharya, political analyst. We have J.V. Shergill from the Congress. And we have also Kushank Mitra, managing editor of The Pioneer. First of all, I'll bring in with you, Sanjeev. You also, you are from Indore, so you know the ramifications of the scam. How deep is the scam and how is, implicated is the Chief Minister?
This is the most crucial time BJP in Madhya Pradesh is passing through, especially Shivraj Singh Chauhan, Chief Minister. This is because of the fact that, the allegations were made directly against his family, his wife, his brother-in-law. There were direct allegations by the Congress party and allegations were very clear that, they made some recommendation and the people who got selected through Vyapam were all from the hometown of Chief Minister's wife.
All right.
So this was a direct allegation and to which they never came out with something concrete that this is wrong.
But
because the Excel sheet which was produced by the Congress party and some whistleblowers before that. In that Excel sheet, these names were there, recommendation were there, who recommended the names. So from the day one, this was clear that this is the involvement of some high profile person in the government of Madhya Pradesh.
Okay. Samvid, I know you want to come in. The Excel sheet given by the whistleblower says name initial CM 48 times. Now, I know the Chauhan, you're going to say he's saying that this is false, but the whistleblower has got this authenticated by the Truth Labs in Bangalore.
Now, two parts. I mean, what Mr. Acharya said, that number one, that people from the family of the CM were involved. And in fact, the CM has not put forth lots of satisfactory answer to quench the question. And secondly, about the Excel sheet that you have asked.
That's right.
To the number one question, the answer, let me not put my own words, let me put the words of the High Court over here in front of you. The High Court, on a petition of Mr. Digvijay Singh, 2014, said this about the family. The argument about the involvement of someone from Chief Minister's official residence will be of no avail to criminal cases arising out of PMT Vyapam examination scam. We have already dealt with these aspects quite elaborately in the earlier part of the judgment. Suffice it to observe that the apprehensions expressed by the petitioner are based on miscommunication and misunderstanding of the issue relevant to ascertain whether the investigations are done by the STF in relation to Vyapam examination scam is free, fair and impartial. And secondly, the same High Court also had to use these words in the initial judgment when they said, no case is made out even to remotely suggest that the STF is under political influence or is taking instructions from the higher authorities. Now, to the third Excel sheet that you are talking about, probably in the mid of February, Mr. Digvijay Singh submitted that Excel sheet through an elaborate press conference that he had. Mr. Tankha was also the part of the press conference, as were other spokespersons of Congress. To this, the Jabalpur High Court had to say this. On the basis of some flimsy apprehensions, which are essentially founded on misinformation, miscommunication and misunderstanding of real facts, and if we may say so, presented only to confuse and obfuscate the real issues, cannot be the basis to lightly undermine the sincerity, commitment and more importantly integrity and credibility of an institution specially created by the state to investigate such serious offence, because the number one Excel sheet was of that of Mr. Mohindra, one Nitin Mohindra if I am right, which was
analyst for the Vyapam.
Yes, that was the first Excel sheet which was sent to the court for examination, and the original hard disk is under wraps with the High Court, not with the Chief Minister.
Well, one point just I want to make, then why the personal staff of the Chief Minister was arrested? Can you explain that?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll take 10 seconds. Number one, we will see to it that anyone who was involved gets arrested, and that's the reason as to why the personal staff. We have a cabinet minister, Mr. Lakshmikant Sarma, languishing behind the bars. And secondly, the so-called personal staff, in fact, I believe is out on bail right now. And what I read out right now was a judgment of High Court. The High Court, despite the fact that you kept, you in the sense a petitioner, kept all this in front of the court, the court was to verdict this.
JB, I've seen Digvijay's petition to the Supreme Court. He is, of course, appealing against a lot of stuff that Samvid has just read out. What is the Congress stand against what he said?
Look at the sequence of events which have unfolded. the thick-skinned, insensitive approach of the Bharatiya Janata Party, their eagerness to act as a judge, jury and executor and give them clean chits. Can anybody forget lawyers, the government, can any layman say that they are doing justice to the investigation? Rather, their stubbornness and the resistance to an independent investigation and the justification of these 49 deaths show their degree of involvement in the scam. Now, my dear friend Sambit can raise any legal arguments, we'll deal that in the Supreme Court. The fact is, Vyapam scam has taken the moral sheen of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now, Madhya Pradesh is seeing a horrific dance of death. And what does the Chief Minister do? Rather than investigating the deaths, he's jumping on the roof to give a justification and labeling each and every death as a coincidence. Anamika Sikarwar, he was the first one to say it is natural. Today, Namrata Domar, in the morning 10 o'clock news broke out, that her autopsy report said that she might have died out of suffocation, but the police is arguing it's a suicide. Lastly, when Sambit talks about the, I don't want to sound, being a lawyer, I must clarify, what was our argument? When the whistleblower Excel sheet was produced, who tested it? The STF in-house forensic team.
It was also sent to Gujarat.
No, Gujarat, and why not a central reputed agency?
Gujarat is one of the
best
reputed agencies in the country.
Sambit, let me complete. Our argument was, why wasn't the whistleblower summoned by the STF? Why were the truth lab taken into consideration? They are not fly-by-night operators, they are considerable. So we'll take that argument.
Okay.
Today, the Chief Minister, last, and for the viewers it is very important, again is hoodwinking the issue, and because they mastered the art of distraction. How? There is no CBI inquiry which has been ordered. If they are true, I'll tell you legally. Number one, state government has no power to write to the High Court to order a CBI investigation. As per the Delhi Special Police
One is nodding, one is shaking.
No, let me complete it. I know I'm being technical. If they are serious, the Delhi Special Police Establishment Act, Section 5 says they have the power to issue a notification right to the Home Minister, please order a CBI investigation. They did not do that. The central government will issue a Section 6 notification and then an investigation will be ordered. This is merely a distraction tactic. Even today as we speak, after 49 deaths, they are not serious, they lack the intent. If they are serious, let Sambit make a statement, we will write to the Home Minister and CBI will.
Okay, Kushank, let Kushank come in, then he's going to... Are you distracted?
I'm not distracted. I'm just, my clear point over here is that there have been recruitment scams across the country for years. Was there a scam here? I think there was the hints of a scam. Because
little more than a hint. Yeah?
Little more than a hint, but recruitments have been going on. It's been seen as a tool of political patronage in India for decades.
We have to be sensitive towards this issue, be it the Congress or be it anyone saying that 49 people have died. Let me not just brush it under the carpet and say that nothing wrong. Let me be very candid over here. I mean, just to say that 49 deaths are there, so just as a BJP spokesperson, me trying to hush up the issue and not trying to answer it candidly would not be seen in a good perspective by the people who are our viewers. So very respectfully, I would answer point by point. Number one, when you say that the government should have written to the Home Minister as far as the CBI investigation requirement is concerned, let us get clarification about the technicality over here. We should be aware of the fact that the STF and the SIT, which is investigating the Vyapam scam right now in Madhya Pradesh, is not under Shivraj Singh Chauhan. It is under the monitoring of the High Court. The High Court is the one which has to take the final decision. So when in November this month, I mean last year, last year, Mr. Digvijay Singh had gone to the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court said that the High Court monitored SIT is doing a satisfactory job. So if at all we want a CBI to look into this whole issue, it's but natural that we can only send a request letter to the authority which is investigating. And since it is the court, we could not instruct the court, as Mr. Rajnath Singh himself put yesterday, that we are no one to instruct the apex court. We can only request them.
Okay, moving aside from the technicality of the CBI.
Deaths. Yeah. Now on the 49 deaths, see, though the numbers vary, I mean the number that has gone to the court from the SIT is 23 plus the two more added.
25 is also
no, exactly.
Number.
One death, 25 or 40, death is a death. So let me not play in the numbers. I only wanted to humbly submit that please let's not exaggerate numbers just to sound politically correct. Okay. Let's be on the writer side. Well, yes, the fact is 12 deaths occurred even before the investigation started, way back when in 7th July 2013 the investigation started. 12 deaths were before that. Of the rest, 14 deaths that took place after the day of FIR, 6 were because of accidents, 6 were natural deaths, heart attack and others, which have the medical
So-called
certificate. No, because they have medical certificates, just medical certificates. 2 were because of suicide.
I just wanted to add one thing to it. You rightly said that, you know, we should be sensitive about it, okay? But you see, Sambit, your minister in the Madhya Pradesh government, their statements, first the statement of Mr. Babulal Gaur,
Very good point.
and then the statement of Mr. Kailash Vijayvargiya, then another Mr. Narottam Mishra, Sadanand, yes, of course, the Union Minister Sadanand. What it shows? Are you sensitive about it? You are not sensitive about it because you are just talking about the legality and technicality of the case, but sensitivity is there.
No, I want to answer
And you have not shown this.
This is a very important thing that Mr. Acharya
Let him
has
come
gotten.
in,
I'll
then you
just
can
take
answer.
sense because, see, I would like to apologize. And I believe when we are in ministerial positions, often it happens that our sentences are misread. I mean, I would not say that for Mr. Babulal Gaur, but as far as the silly comment, the silly word comment made by Sadanand Gaur is concerned, he has said that it was for Lalit Modi Gate that he said that, and Mr. Kailash Vijayvargiya has also given a clarification. But even if that does not sink in into a heart, I would fold my hands and beg for apology because sensitiveness is something which every political party has to show on matters of death. And I don't want to carry this forward. Let us argue technically.
Okay, one more, if I come to you, what about the inner politics between Shivraj and Uma Bharti? We are seeing that also playing out.
You see, it is very obvious and clear. We all know in Delhi and in Madhya Pradesh that they are not in good terms. And Uma Bharti, I just want to point out one thing, what she said, that when the case was transferred from the crime branch of Indore police to the SIT, there some conspiracy was crafted against her. So it was your government.
Which is blaming
Yes.
the chief minister.
So to whom she is pointing actually?
Priyaji, 2-3 points. Number one, the number is important. It is very unfortunate that it took 49 deaths to bring into the limelight the magnitude of this scam. It took 49 deaths to shake up the government and to even utter the word, yes, we will refer it to the CBI or we'll write to the High Court. Secondly, is there a clarity within the BJP on this subject? The answer is no. We heard Mr. Rajnath Singh saying we can't direct. Then we heard Mr. Arun Jaitley saying independent. Day before yesterday, including Sambit, they were exercising their lungs to the full capacity. There is no need for a CBI inquiry. Ms. Uma Bharti says, I'm scared. Today, the fact is, there is an environment of havoc, a danger of death, including your cameraman, you yourself. Tomorrow, if you go to Madhya Pradesh, you will be scared. That is the point.
Is he
No. Lastly,
dramatic?
Lastly, I want to say something. Now, look at the larger picture. 3 corrupt chief ministers and 1 silent prime minister. Is that the model of governance? Our otherwise techno-savvy prime minister, who does not leave an opportunity to grab the media space, he's silent. Is he sending a message that he doesn't owe explanation to the people at large?
Okay, we'll go on the PM silence, but first, what is your opinion on the BJP's reaction and the inner reaction? What he's saying, there's a mismatch. Uma Bharti is saying something, Rajnath is saying something. What is your reading of that?
It is fascinating, no? First you had Vasundhara in a lot of problems in Lalit Gate. Now you have Shivraj, and obviously their detractors in both states. In Vasundhara's detractors are the ones who piped up the most, and Shivrajji's detractors are the ones who are piping up the most. And some of us who've seen Madhya Pradesh politics have seen that Uma Bharti and Shivraj Singh Chauhan do not get along.
Well, we need to take a short break, but don't go away. As you can see, this is a very heated discussion. So we're going to come back after the break. Welcome back. We've been discussing the Vyapam scam and its implications on the government at the center. Samvit, the question that he raised, why is the PM silent on a whole number of issues?
Yesterday, in fact, I was going through an article written by Swapan Das Gupta in Hindustan Times, and he said that it is his view. I would not be able to preempt as to why the PM is silent. PM has been speaking on all issues of importance, but what Mr. Swapan Das Gupta has said, I buy that. He said that PM's silence is calculated because of the fact that PM does not want to lose the grip on the larger narrative of development. Because see, there is an attempt by the opposition, beleaguered opposition, I would rather say, after their worst loss ever
I knew
in
that
history.
hand would go up at beleaguered.
After the worst loss ever, to pull the Prime Minister to the vortex of a war and to stall the Parliament. Definitely Parliament is the forum where the Prime Minister would speak on issues of importance, but before that, the Prime Minister entering into a murky war where the court is already deliberating as far as the VAPAM issue is concerned. The courts, the High Court has been continuously deliberating on the issue, the Supreme Court has deliberated, and the issue is continuing. It has not come to a closure. So since the issue has not come to a closure, the Prime Minister should not interfere into the judicial system and start giving his views.
We had the Congress which had CWG, which had 2G. How do you see the VAPAM?
I don't think we should compare this to this, because you know this is something very different. This case, VAPAM, exactly I am talking of. Otherwise, if you will start comparing scams, then you can't talk about it. This is very, very serious, because for last 2-3 years, it was in domain, everybody knew about it, and it is something, you know, which is related with the future of thousands of students of the state.
That's what's worrying.
And your ministers are in jail. It is something different. Scams are there. I am not defending anybody here, but this is something.
This is what makes VAPAM so scary, Sambit. Let him say. You'll have to answer everybody. I'm going to give you the last word.
No, I think, you know, sans my political affiliation, I want to make one point. Let's not dilute or trap this issue in a fight of Congress versus BJP or the internal politics of BJP.
But that's what the Congress does also.
I'll tell you, I'll come to
suddenly
that. Now
become the
today the scam touches 77 lakh all students whose future has been prima facie been compromised by the Bharatiya Janata
That's the
Party,
worrying
and that is a fact. Number two, now allegation to be matched by resignation was BJP's mantra. Even if it used to rain, they wanted Manmohan Singh to speak. Why is it raining today? No, let me say. Now today, what's sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. Only the chair remains the same, the faces have changed. Look at PM's past record and how vociferous he is on topics. Now, lastly,
same BJP was telling at that time, you know, that coal ministry was under Manmohan Singh when these allocations were done. So when Chief Minister Shivraj Singh had the Ministry of Health,
their mantra was na khaunga na khane dunga. Today is khao piyo ash karo.
Poor Sambit has not even had coffee today.
Khao piyo ash karo is their mantra now.
But
After VAPAM scam, you're seeing now the biggest cover-up scam. We have to label this 49 deaths and the manner investigation. This should be renamed as a cover-up scam.
Let's not play politics over deaths. But I would say if there was a scam somewhere, we should have a scam. That's not an excuse at all. But I would say, yesterday I was in a TV debate and someone rightly pointed out, if we go to the history of VAPAM scam, it will probably go to the medieval area, medieval age. It dates back to Arjun Singh time period, it seems. And since that period, passing through Digvijay's chief ministership, it has travelled all this while. And it was thanks to Shivraj Singh who appointed an SIT way back in 2013. The SIT, which functioning was satisfactorily nodded by both the High Court and the Supreme Court, that we are seeing, that the whole VAPAM thing is seeing the light of the day. And let me remind you, before this VAPAM institution came into being, it was chit system. I mean, appointments into constabulary, appointments into police and other important institutions were merely made for patronizing politics, through chit systems to Digvijay Singh and to Arjun Singh. That was the way the things were functioning.
Sorry. You know, see, I know Sambit has a tough task today. But the point is, apart from the nature of the scam, the BJP is also losing the battle of perception.
That's a very important
they are losing the battle of perception. Yes, if Sambit says it dates back to X, Y, Z from Lord Mountbatten days also. But the point is, why are you resisting it? Let anybody's name across political class come out. Okay. X, Y, Z.
I agree with Sambit on this point that this has been there for long. I do not deny this fact, you know. But the point is, earlier there were no murders. I'll call it murders because clear-cut murder. And earlier there was no
unexplained deaths.
Yes, and no clear-cut allegations were made.
Murder
is a harsher word.
But voices on scams have been silenced in the past.
Why not he ordered the inquiry? I said under pressure. Both the times, Chief Minister.
You saying murder reminded me of Agatha Christie's Murder, She Wrote. But it's not that way. It's not at all.
I'll tell you. Something dubious is going on. Something that needs answers.
Just listen to what.
We should not pass a verdict today.
By the words of the SIT chief, Mr. Chandresh Kumar, if I am right, his name is Chandresh Kumar.
He is also feeling scared.
He said yesterday.
Is feeling scared. He said there is a danger to my life.
Mr. Chandresh Kumar said yesterday, don't call these don't call these deaths murders or mysterious. They are abnormal at best. The number is abnormal. The number is
Number is
abnormal.
abnormal, what he said,
Yes,
yes.
the numbers are abnormal. Why should people die? Even if, see, we have to get this. When 77 lakh people come through Vyapam, it's but natural that every death that occurs through Vyapam should not be directly connected to a scam or to Vyapam as such. Well, yes, the
Let's
whole
say
constabulary,
investigate.
the whole constabulary comes
Only
through
one
Vyapam,
point.
doctors come through Vyapam, engineers come through Vyapam. So any death and every death related to a person who has been selected through Vyapam, seeing it as a murder is
You
something
see,
I
But
think
in
is
that
precarious.
The whistleblower has alleged yesterday itself on TV that he got threat that he will be cut into pieces.
That
What is this?
I was there. It is absolutely wrong. Unfounded things should not be
But Samir,
discussed at length.
ironically,
that could have been put to the High Court.
Ironically, in your example,
There
the
are more
same
than a dozen
Chandresh
attacks on
Bhushan,
him.
his name if I'm not correct, said even I'm feeling scared.
Yes, everybody is
Same
feeling
Chandresh
scared.
Bhushan, it's on
The
record.
simplest answer is an investigation should
Yes.
be ordered.
That has
Which has been ordered.
No, and the Supreme Court
That
now
has been
should
requested.
order
Rather than ordered, it has been requested.
Yes.
It's on the High Court to decide.
The High Court to decide, the Supreme Court
And
might
I still
say
have the
that the
Supreme
Supreme Court monitors it or the HC monitors the CBI investigation and the answer should come out.
All right, the answer will come out, and what we've basically decided, the deaths are worrying, they are abnormal, and they need investigation. We are told that the investigation has been requested, so we await that. But until then, that's all from us. Thank you for watching this roundtable. We'll see you again, same time next week.